Hello world and welcome to another episode of Dave Trippin. This is like the fourth take. I've messed around with all the controls on the sound box that I have, so hopefully it works now. Anyways, this is just going to be a video blog, just talk a little bit about what's going on right now in Dave Trippin land. I'm minus one member here, as you can tell. I'm minus the handsome Dean, but that is because he's gone down to Nagoya for Golden Week. Lord have mercy on his soul for traveling during that time to visit his lady love down in Nagoya, southwest. So he's gone for this time. I'm just going to make a general update of what I'm doing. And I was going to talk about things. So basically, I've got plans for good videos. We got some great emails in, and we got some great video ideas. We're going to continue. It was amazing, although not terribly surprising. The date series video that we did was really popular. That seemed to get a lot of attention and good questions. So we're probably going to turn that into a series like we thought we might. I had somebody ask, they said, why don't you talk about gay rights? They mentioned that, and I was like, what, that's a fantastic idea. Although I don't know if I would call it gay rights, because it's not as though being gay is illegal in Japan or something. So probably end up calling that like gay culture. And it's interesting, just the history of it, as well as the the modern approach to it in the society now, the way that it's treated, for all the different cultural inputs that you have affecting it here in Japan. So I thought that video would be cool. I'm going to do that one. I'm going to do a video on more practically about teaching. I'm going to do a video about teaching here really shortly. Lesson plans. That's something that's come up a number of times now, and so I'll do a video for that, talking about all those different aspects, how it changes from school to school, whether it's elementary school or junior high school, the two realms that I know best. Going to do, just a variety of good videos that we've got great suggestions for. So that's all coming up really soon. I'm just trying to stay with it so people know I'm continuing to be active by doing something like this blog update. How are things going in my life right now? They're pretty good. I mean, obviously it's Golden Week in Japan. The most heavily traveled holiday in Japan is Golden Week. So I'm quite content for the fact that I'm not really doing anything, unlike this is, like I say, the most traveled, the most busy time of the year to travel. I'm just staying at my place doing the things I love. That's making YouTube videos. That's working on my writing. That's writing reviews. That's going to the gym. Making gains. All kinds of gains, as the Hodge twins would say. So good things in that category. On my other channel, I'm just finally finishing up another book that I'm reading. And it's just, I'm taking an emotional beating, I'll tell you. It's got me down. They talk about, I can't remember the specific word for it, but when you read a book and there's something to be said for the fact that what your brain does is actually connect so much with what occurs that it's as though whatever happens in this book is in a way happening to you. And I really feel that at the end. There's just like all these heartfelt goodbyes and terrible foreshadowings of how it's going to be a sad ending. And it's driving me nuts. I had to stop reading today. I'm just like, I don't want to know how this ends. I'm going to be a mess. I'm going to be a mess. One of my fictional characters is going to die. But I'm really enjoying that. That's been good, and good inspiration for my own writing as well. I'm just about to I've been hammering out the second to last chapter of the novella that I'm working on right now, available on my website that I always link down below. And this is a dark chapter. It's real dark, but it has to be. It's the way the outline was written. So that's coming out pretty soon too. I'm being good and ambitious with my writing. Gym's been really good. I've identified almost every single muscle imbalance in my body, which is just, there's a myriad, and it's all because I rode when I was younger. This really is, this is for anybody who just wants to hear me go on. I didn't have any goal when I'm making this video. I'm just talking generally about what's going on. But it's crazy. Like, it's better though. It's both disappointing and encouraging, when I find these muscle imbalances, like this trap is smaller than this trap, this side of my core is stronger than this side, this leg is stronger than this leg, this bicep's bigger than this bicep. At least I'm aware of it. A lot of people would continue to develop these imbalances, which leads to even further long-term problems. So it's disappointing to find them, but I feel I'm going to work on them now, so that's good. Also been spinning my wheels in terms of weight loss. I just can't get on a healthy, continuous track for my eating. But now, because I have this holiday, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to break down that 200-pound barrier. That's also important for me. If I get under that 200 pounds, I start to get pretty shredded. But I'm hovering now at about 208 after my absolutely failed bulk. I recommend bulking not for many people, and if you do it, be far, far more careful about it. Bulking does not mean just eat a bunch of fried chicken. I'm an idiot. Yeah, well, I learned as much from my bulk in brackets as how not to do a bulk. I learned that much from it, and I've like gotten almost all the weight off now. But my goal for heading home this summer, because that's approaching pretty soon, is going to be about, I hope to be at about 190. That'll be really, really good. I've been enjoying having my own place again. That's been really, really cool. I'm minus the roommate that I had for the last year. And you wouldn't be surprised to hear that. I mean, I think I did like very briefly a little tour of my room once. These Leo Palace apartments that you get, and they're just tiny. So it was actually quite a miraculous achievement that I lived with my roommate for that full year, and we were never attacking each other. He was a fantastic roommate, really, really good guy. He's back in England now. This is another thing I was looking at. Dave Trippin might actually extend now to some other crazy direction where I said it before, and it ended up being that I was going to be in Japan for another year. Here I am going back on what I said I would do. But it's a good thing. It was ambitious to continue to stay. But what I was looking into, because I was like, it'd be cool. I'd love to live in California, because we're such close neighbors to the U.S. I bet Canadians have no problem getting a work visa to go over there. I got a degree. It got me into Japan. How could my direct neighbors be any more difficult? Well, let me tell you, it's a hell of a lot more difficult, and it's not looking like I have any real good chance to get something that's easily set up for that. But what I looked into and what I found is that actually for Britain, if I want to work in Britain, provide I do it before I'm 31. So I was thinking of applying for it this summer to beat to my birthday. If I do that, you can get a 2-year work visa for Britain. And you basically need to prove you have a certain amount of funds, and that I don't even know if you need to have a degree. You might not need to have a degree. I can't remember, but I got a degree, so that part's irrelevant. I got some funds, so that part of it is okay as well. And you can go and you can work there for 2 years. And I thought, that would be a piece of cake. Coming over to live in Japan, that's a real challenge, with the language barrier being what it was. But that's been fine. That's been a great adventure. So I'm thinking maybe around next March, I might head on over to Britain, and then Dave Trippin will pick up in Britain. How cool will that be? And I could do a whole, if you want to live in Britain. I don't know what the demand is for people needing to know more about that, but hey, it'll be another cool place to film videos, and I'll be this crazy Canadian over in Britain. So that's what I'm thinking of doing to follow up with this. I've gotten a little bit of that travel bug, now that I've been in a foreign country and and I don't know, just going back home, it's almost like, it's that classic thing, you go somewhere a little more foreign, and you have this, well, especially in Japan, it would be less so in Britain, but you have celebrity, and you feel like you're really doing something. This is something I really battle with in my life. I want my life to have meaning, and it only feels especially so if I'm doing something exceptional, and that's almost like a part of the reason for me leaving Canada. Was like I could achieve nothing exceptional in Canada because I'm a God-cursed art student with a history degree, and I was told in restaurants that I wasn't worthy to serve people food, where I come over here and I teach the next generation of children how to interact in a globalized workforce. Like I feel a little more like my life is relevant when I come over and do something like this. And were I to go to Britain, I'm so interested in writing. I felt like that would be, so many greats of writing. My favorite author is a British author, so I was like, that would be cool, if only to have said, in my mind, that kind of exceptional thing, that I had dedicated time to my writing and my experience of writing to life while I was in Britain would be cool. I don't care really what I would do. It's just like living there is exceptional and different from what I would have ever known. That's actually probably the focus of this video then. I'm thinking about going over to Britain after this. And I've gotten everything basically out of the way. And it's weird too, this is final note, I'm not going to let this video go much over 10 minutes here, that when you go through the Canadian system and you try and deal with their bureaucracy, they're real assholes. They're like true bureaucrats. You know, it's like sign column C for 8 file F, which, you know, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, it's just a really convoluted process to get anything done. Whereas I almost felt when I was looking at the forms for Britain that it was like kind of like your buddy speaking to you. It was like, oh, you'll probably get in, and if there is a problem, it's probably not a problem. Just go ahead with it, and we'll work it out for you. And I was like, what is this? This is an official like visa request that you're going through to get this stuff done. So that definitely put you know, a good impression in my mind. And I'm you know, I'm a history student, so Britain's got some great history, obviously. And if you want to travel, I mean, I'm so close here, I would probably round up this whole trip, and I'm going to do a little bit of Southeast Asia travel. You know, I'm going to see Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, Korea, China, you know, get out there and do that stuff. How close are you when you go and you live in Britain? You're just across the water, and you can go and see the rest of Europe, right? So I think that'll situate me well for my adventures in the future for other parts of the globe. Lots of reasons. So there, I've gone over what I said I would, but just a general life update. What's been on my mind? If you got any questions for myself or the currently absent Dean, please do get a hold of me. My contact's always down below. Like, subscribe, share. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you just checking out the channel in general. That's awesome. And check out my writing. If you're somebody who likes writing, check that out too. Maybe I'll even put, if you've made it to the end of the video, I'll put it there. I'll put a link. I think I can do that. I can put a link to my website, like right there. It's always down below, but I feel people need that added encouragement that if it were just here, that you would be more likely to click it. Anyways, thanks for tripping with Dave. Thanks for checking out the video. Get a hold of me. Ask me some questions. I'll make a video for you. Ciao for now. Peace.